In this video, I'm dumping 2 years of funnel building experience that I've done in the online space, and I'm packing it all into one video for you to learn the most important lessons of the science of building high converting funnels, whether that's organic content funnels or paid ad funnels. So you're going to learn every mistake that I've made, the types of structuring of funnels that I build, and the 3 style of funnels that I consistently run for both me and for my clients. Outside of the AI automation side of the things that I do in my agency, I'm known for running ads and building sales funnels for my clients. And that type of skill complements AI automation so well because the leads that are opting in, we're able to do data collection and send SMS and emails to using our AI appointment setters. Now, if you don't know who I am, I'm Reed. I run a AI appointment setting agency for the last 2 years, and we've worked with all types of industries, niches, and verticals, placing AI appointment setters in their messaging channels. And on top of that, many of our clients are very low in digital presence. So because of that, we are normally opting in to build them funnels and websites, which, mind you, those are 2 different things. And later in this video, I'll explain what that actually means, but also running paid ads. And so you can have the best ads in the world, the best content in the world, but if your funnels suck, then you're going to convert no leads and you're going to convert no booked calls. Now, before even thinking of the actual thesis of your funnel, why you're converting these people, you need to understand the difference between a website and a funnel. Now, technically, these are both the same offer. The only difference is they are positioned in a different way on the landing page. You need to be focusing on simplicity in your funnels. If you look at this example of a website, which we would call it that I would never run ads on, is you have all types of tabs of services. You have too many words in your actual landing page, and you have your buttons not very obvious as to what's the next step for the lead that's opting in on your page. Now, instead, you want to have a very consistent, specific headline, calling out who the type of target market you are orienting your ads around or your content around, like your target market, your ICP, right? And then having a simple next step, which is, for this case, inputting their information. Now, later I'm going to show you how you can tie in VSLs. So if you don't know what VSL is, it's a video sales letter. And that's very good for warming up your audience so that when they actually show up to your call, they already know exactly what you do service-wise. Now, the main point I want you to take away from here, from my experience, is that simplicity always scales. I way rather have you on your opt-in page of your funnel, a literal headline, subheadline, and a button, rather than too much information that makes the viewer scroll, and never make an action on your page. Instead, we want to herd them like sheep. So one headline and one next step to the funnel, whether that's giving their information, watching a video, or booking a call. Now, think of each and every step of your funnel as a singular bridge over to the next. So never use your opt-in page as the way to sell the entire life cycle of what a lead's going to go through on your funnel. Instead, you want your funnels to be a max of 3 to 4 pages and have each and every funnel go to each other. So an example, this is a video sales letter funnel where you would let them watch the video explaining your service. And ideally, you want this between 5 and 12 minutes long. It's enough to warm them, but not too long to the point where they never watch the full length. A line that says who this is for, the claim of whatever numerical value or result that you're going to get your audience. This works especially good if you're a marketing agency or AI automation agency. And then a simple call to action button. Now, when they click that call to action button, you want to take them over to the next page, which is going to be the appointment calendar. We're able to collect name, email, and phone, which, quick side tip, always have the email before the phone number because the phone number in itself is a bigger ask. Now, if they've already pre-filled 2 lines of information and the third one is the bigger ask, they're going to feel more inclined to put that third line of text to just confirm their slot. So picking out their calendar here and then booking their time. And then lastly, they get over to a thank you page. On each and every one of these funnels that you're going to see, a thank you page video is so important for not only show up rate as you're building appointment booking funnels, but also for warming them so that when they actually show up to the call, they're already pre-educated on what you're selling. The close rate's going to be way higher. Now, you don't necessarily have to use the same video, like the VSL opt-in video to the thank you video. In my opinion, I would even make one 30 to 40 minutes long on your thank you page just to go even more into depth on what your services are. And of course, we also have lines of text and confirm their email in their inbox because we always send confirmations to their email so that they can reply, yes, I'm going to be showing up to the call, watch the video, and then we'll normally also give a list of what they can expect on call, which for instance for us is an AI demo, a full service and product list of what they can expect working with us, and next steps when it comes to timeline. Now, the first type of funnel that I want to talk about that I've used heavily is going to be what's called a squeeze form funnel. Now, this is going to be strictly to book as much volume of traffic onto your calendar, and I will go ahead and tell you it's not going to give you the best quality of leads because you're not filtering as much as a video sales letter or a pop-up form funnel will do. But volume in this type of scenario is going to be extremely powerful. The reason that is because when people opt into the first page, the only step of action they can take is to simply fill out the form and book a call. Once they book that call, you'll actually take them over to the video sales letter to pre-educate them. Like I said, if I were to have them book in from this form immediately from an ad, and they just got to know me, and all of a sudden I don't have a video sales letter to warm them up, by the time they get on the call, they're going to be very unknowing of the product or service that we're selling in our agency. Instead, what we do is say, hey, one last step is watch this video to confirm your call. And that way, when you get on a call, it'll be a very productive meeting. Now, like I said, the squeeze form funnel is very good for high volume traffic because, like I said, the moment they get opted in on the page, they have only one plan of action, which is to actually put in their information. Most of the times, we're not even putting testimonials or more additional information below the form. We're just simply squeezing them to input their information for the next steps. Now, again, this is going to work for very simple offers, cold traffic, and high volume. But again, everyone gets in. So including the wrong people, and especially when you're building out your qualification and forms that you're sending back to Meta as qualified data or disqualified data, you have to be very smart on that. Now, real quick, if what I just mentioned doesn't make any sense to you when I just mentioned the Meta pixel, you need to have types of forms and questions in your funnel itself to be able to filter your leads. Now, specifically what that looks like, here's a winner framework that we've run in our previous ad campaigns before, which was a video sales letter funnel. And once they click the book your demo button, it has a pop-up and it gives a series of 5 different questions, which is the type of business they run, their monthly revenue, how many clients they're actively working with, and the type of CRM software that they're using. Depending on their answer choices, we are letting Meta know, hey, this is qualified. So for instance, if they're doing under 25K per month, we automatically disqualify them and we don't let Meta know about that data. So funnel 2 is going to be what I like to call the video gate funnel. So you have a video sales letter for them to watch. Now, when they go in to click this actual training video, it's going to be locked until they input their information and it'll take them over to the video sales page. Now, this is very good for squeezing data, getting that name, email, and phone number, and give them some type of reason transactional wise. Hey, give me your name, email, and phone number. In return, as a trade, I will let you watch this sales training video. Now, this is very good for cheap leads, but I would argue that it is higher friction, which means you're probably going to book less appointments. And once, of course, they get over to the video sales page and they've watched that video, they can now click the book my demo button to go over where they can pick their time. Now, a quick tip for you is that if you're going to do this strategy, have the name, email, and phone already pre-filled as they're going over to pick their time so that the friction from the video sales letter page over to the calendar page is very low, meaning that all the information when it comes to their sensitive phone, name, email, phone is pre-filled and all they have to do is put the time of when they want to meet and confirming the call by clicking the button. Now, the types of offers that are going to work really well with this are going to be the more complex, less straightforward offers that need a actual video or some type of rep on the team, like your co-founder or you, to explain deeply the product and service. And that's why I constantly will use video sales letters in both my ads and also tons of my clients' ads, just because I feel videos are the best way to diffuse knowledge into prospects that don't know, like, and trust you yet. And again, the best part about this funnel itself is you now have a lead list of anyone that has watched your video or attempted to watch your video. Doesn't necessarily mean they've all booked, but that's leads that you now consistently can follow up on. So if you're an AI automation specialist, any leads that are opting in from this VSL pop-up, you can actually just collect that data and start appointment setting them. Anyone that didn't book, that gives you the green light to instantly start messaging and try to hook them over into an appointment. Now, lastly, this funnel is going to be the funnel that I'm actively running right now. It's technically a 3-step funnel, but I broke up into 4 steps just to help you understand a little bit of the structuring compared to the previous one. Now, what I'm allowing people to do is watch the video immediately. From my split test that I've been doing on this funnel strategy, having the first 30 seconds to a minute of your video be as captivating as possible is what's going to keep people on this page and being sold on. So that means if you don't have a very strong video sales letter built with the script or some visuals, like the squeeze form will probably book you more calls in the front end. Now, I will say having a video sales letter in depth before people opt in their information will give you better lead quality because they've already read your headlines, your copy, some of your testimonials maybe, and also your video sales letter before they gave over and started answering questions and their information right. So what that actually looks like in our structuring is for agency owners doing over 30K a month. Watch our AI platform booked 1,379 sales appointments last month. A quick little sub headline giving a little bit more information about it. And then a very captivating 8-minute VSL that runs through our product and service. And if they click book your demo button, they'll go over to this pop-up qualification form. If you can imagine from that idea I was explaining earlier about bridging your leads over into each and every step instead of on the first go around trying to get them on, hey, book a call right now. Instead, throughout this video, we're saying, hey, click the button down below, answer a few qualification questions. And if you do qualify, it'll allow you to book a call. So when they click the book your demo button, again, they're asking these 5 series of questions. And if any of that data is qualified, that's being shot over to Meta. And then once they get over to the calendar page, it's already going to be pre-filled with their name, email, and phone. All they got to do is pick out a calendar. Now, this calendar specifically is a Go High Level calendar, so it's connected to our firing automations and reminders. And then once they actually book the call, they're going over to a thank you page. and it says you're booked, your strategy call is confirmed. Check your email for the invite. So for them, it's very important to confirm their email via Google Calendar. And then from there, it's just about rewatching the video if they haven't already, so that they're fully prepared of what we're going to discuss on call. And many of our video sales letters, we are also explaining next steps, what it looks like to be on a demo call with us. It makes people feel more inclined to book a call if they know what they're getting themselves into, versus if you don't explain the dynamic of what the demo or sales call is going to be, then they're going to feel like they're going to be hyper sold on, and they probably just won't show up or book a call in the first place. Now, a quick little checklist that I want you to look over in the active funnel that you maybe have right now or are going to build. Here are a list of things that you should or should not have in your funnel. The first thing is having a headline with some type of number, result, or deliverable that you're going to guarantee your audience. It gives them some type of transactional reason to actually work with your team, schedule a call, and show up to that to see if they can get that result by working with you. Next one is going to be very explicit on who it's for and who it is not for, so that you're able to push away the audiences that you don't want to work with. That way you can train your algorithm, especially when it comes to paid ads. Next one is going to be one call to action simply repeated across the page. So let's say at the top of the page you have your video sales letter, and as someone scrolls on the opt-in page, maybe you show some testimonials too. You want to have that same call to action button below the testimonials, so that anywhere around the page they click that one action and it bridges them over to the next step, which is going to be, in my case, the pop-up form of qualification questions before they can book a call on our calendar. Now, if you have testimonials or results, or even better, videos like we do that we put on our funnels, this is something that are going to be really good on either the thank you page or the opt-in page to build trust, so that yes, you can give them all the information possible on your headline and VSL, but if they don't have any proof of concept from other clients, when it comes to trust building, having video testimonials like that and having it at the bottom of the page is really good for having good condensed information. All I want people to know that don't know, like, and trust me are the offer that we sell, a video to learn more about us, and client testimonials that they can watch to show proof in the pudding that we know what we're doing. Now, if you currently have a navigation bar on your funnel, that's basically just a website. That's not going to convert people at the highest manner. Like I said, you want to be treating your leads like sheep. So if they come over to a page, they have one simple action to take, and that is to either input their information, book a call, or watch a video. And that goes for footers, menus, blog links, any social icons. Don't let them go anywhere but stay on that page and go to the next step. And when it comes to data collection, besides qualification questions, when it comes to data collection, only take their first name, email, and phone. Any other personal information like where they're from, their first, and even asking for their last name, it's going to create too much form friction when they're actually filling it out themselves. And so you're going to get a lot of drop off because of that. Instead, keep it very simple. You just need the first name, email, and phone when it comes to essential data that you need to use for your lead list when you're actually booking the appointment. Now, this is going to be for more page 2 or calendar pages. If you're asking questions like a lead form or qualification questions before they input their information on the calendar, make sure it's always pre-filled. So right here it says pre-filled details. The moment they open up your calendar page, the name, email, and phone should be pre-filled so that the booking process of getting their time slot on the calendar is as seamless as possible. They barely have to think. They just have to put a time that they're free, and boom, they're booked in. And a loading skeleton, so pre-connecting your widget and host, and then a one-liner on what the call is. So if they've already booked their call, if you don't have a video already, you need to specify what is going to be explained on this call. Otherwise, they're not going to have a coherent understanding of what this call is for, why they should even show up. Again, if leads just feel like they're straight up just being sold on these appointments, most of them no-show and ghost you and don't even respond when you hit them with follow-ups. And then more selling, once you get them booked on the appointment, the best thing you can do is just give them enough information so that they know, like, and trust you. They know exactly what you sell in your service. And the sales call is for the actual closing and getting them more information. Don't send them over proposals or invoices or anything like that until you've had your first call with them and you've really gotten to know them. And again, you don't want to just send proposals to anyone. That just proves that you're kind of desperate. You'd rather have that vetting process of, hey, you get to book a call with us. Let's talk more about it. And if it's a good fit, then we'll talk from there. And then a slot every few minutes. This is something that I see on a lot of competitors' funnels when I funnel hack them, is I see them having slots every 15 minutes. That gives off the vibe that your calls are not very lengthy and in depth in the information you're going to be talking about. Instead, you should be booking them out every 45 to an hour long lengths in the slot on your calendar. That way you have enough time to take calls, because there are times where I'll take, technically we're supposed to be 30-minute consultation calls and they last over an hour. And I'm completely okay with that, because the longer I've noticed that I stay on a sales call with the prospect, the higher chance I close them, just because they're spending a little bit more time with me and my team. Now, when it comes to confirmations and thank you pages, having them confirm their email in the Google Calendar point in their email is going to be so important for show up rate, because Google in itself will consistently send reminders and it'll pop up on their Google Calendar. And then a warming video. So if you have a post-booking video that goes even more into depth, that's not just your video sales letter kind of pitching them, but more into a deeper look, maybe a lengthier video, like 30 to 40 minutes. That's great to put on a thank you page. Just because they've already showed the commitment of booking a call, they likely want to see more information about you. And then again, in that, explaining what's going to be on the call is going to give them a better understanding of why they should show up. And then of course, just not having a page that's like, thanks, your call is booked, see you then. That's like the worst thing you can do. Now that they've showed commitment of booking an appointment, that is one of the hottest points that they're going to be in the sales process. So use that time to give them videos, give them information, or give them steps leading up to the appointment so that when they get on that call, again, they know, like, and trust you, and they're ready to close. Now, real quick, I just want to touch on numbers. If you don't have tracking already, maybe you're going to use a Go High Level funnel or a custom built funnel like how I do through Claude Code. You want to build some tracking process so you're able to know your page views, your form opt-ins, your calendar bookings, and your thank you page views so that you can get the data of where drop-off is having. And as you scale up your campaigns and run your funnels, you'll be able to know the percentage of leads that are dropping off the most. Historically, most people's drop-off happens on the first page, which is the opt-in page over to the video sales letter page. So what can you do best to funnel those leads like traffic? So the only action they can take on that page is give them your information, have that transactional value where they give your name, email, and phone, and they have a reason to watch your video or they have a reason to book a call. Now that's kind of a run through of the funnels that I've been running for the last 2 years that have consistently been winning for me. But a little recap of what I was talking about previously is keep your funnels dumb simple. Don't view a sales funnel as a website. View it more as a very simple railroad of traffic where they have one direction they can take it, which is either inputting their information or booking a call. And remember, try not to have your funnels over 3 to 4 pages long. Anything longer than that is just simply too much friction. And also I've noticed, especially with meta ads, for instance, when you're running funnels, the more you have them jumping from different URLs, sometimes load speed can be an issue if your funnel isn't optimized for speed. And so because of that, if you have multiple different website URLs consistently opening up as they go into the next step of the funnel, for whatever reason it lags or slows down, someone could just X out and just disappear and keep scrolling. So big name of the game with sales funnels is be very concise, have your video sales letters concise, have your headline concise, because people are coming and stopping from their scroll. They just went to the social media apps and just were there to just enjoy themselves and not really think about work. And yet you've captivated from your ad. Your best bet is to have simple captivation in your funnel. So short copy that they can easily read, simple forms that they can input and read. So your text is very bolded and easy to understand. And your video sales letters are short enough so that they're willing to give a few minutes of their time to watch it. So recap, the 3 funnels that I have consistently run are squeeze form funnels. So these are great for volume. Doesn't mean you're going to get the best quality. Of course, you can focus on volume for now if you're a startup, and any of the calls you think are unqualified, you can just simply cancel to save time. Next is going to be a video gated funnel. So if they want to watch your video, the transaction that's happening is, hey, give me your name, email, and phone. In return, I'll let you watch the training video. And then in the training video, you have a big piece of educational content. And you can make this upwards of 15 minutes if you want, now that they've showed some interest in giving their name, email, and phone to actually watch it. And then at the end, tie it over into selling them into a booked call. So they've watched the video. Now your next step is to bridge them over into the appointment. And of course, do your email and SMS automation so that they actually know when the call is to show up. That's something we've done heavily in every single AI build with our clients. Funnels are not having consistent reminders and warm-up sequences leading up to the call is so damn important. And lastly, it's going to be just the simple VSL opt-in page that they can immediately watch. This is only going to work for you when your video sales letter is built down to a science based on how captivating it is. And then once they do that, they have the qualification form, booking page, then a thank you page with a video to explain your product or service even more if they didn't get a chance to watch this video. Because for this funnel specifically, sometimes people don't watch the full video and go and just input their information and decide to book a call. But we still are very adamant, even in the text we send once they book a call, we're like, hey, make sure you watch this video. And we're just simply taking them back to this URL for them to watch so that when they show up to the call, like I said, they know everything about this, so that the close in itself, it's not like an intro call trying to learn everything about us. They already are understanding. So the sales call in itself is just so much more efficient in the conversations we're having. Hi guys, the only thing I would say past funnel building in itself, I've said in multiple of my other videos, is having consistent automations and warming processes leading up to the call. At the end of this video, I'm going to link a video that talks heavily on our warm-up process once people have booked appointments. What is actually being shot up. The video title is Watch Me Book 3 to 5 Meetings per Day for my AI agency. So post-booking, so they've actually booked in a call with me. I'm sending them tons of emails and SMS text leading up to the call and also getting them to verbally confirm the call. Otherwise, we just straight up cancel the appointment. In the last 2 years of doing that, I used to think, oh my God, we're threatening on canceling calls. But what it really does is make the prospect show more effort and interest. So by the time they get on the call, we can actually tell, engage who's serious and who's not. Anyways, guys, I appreciate you watching this video. If you want to get access to all my AI automation templates, funnel strategies, funnel builds, ad strategies, and the whole 9 yards of how I run my AI automation agency and how I've done over $200,000 of personal profit since running this business. And you can click the link down below and join. It's only $97 a month. Anyways, guys, I appreciate you watching this video. Comment down below if you have any questions, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.